Ooh, oh, we rolling. They see me rolling. We good? Yep. We live? We're live. So, my name is Mo. I'm here at OVOX in Morganville. Just kind of wanted to talk about who I am and what I do here as a personal trainer. I kind of got into personal training by accident. I actually fell and hurt myself working at a job maybe about 8 years ago. It was at Grease Lightning. I was doing this oil collection job driving a pumper truck in the city, and one of the responsibilities was kind of taking this used cooking oil and dumping it into a giant tanker and having that shipped out. But long story short, I ended up slipping and falling on the job and had some herniated discs in my back. So I decided that I was going to end up not going back to that job. And so I'm sitting at home gaining a bunch of weight, taking muscle relaxers because I'm in pain, and going to drive up to the Caldwells to deal with a chiropractor to get some relief. And as a result of all this time that I'm down, I ended up gaining a lot of weight. So one of the things that I used to get myself a little bit more trim and lose some weight was cardio kickboxing. So for a while I was teaching cardio kickboxing in Elizabeth, and then I ended up going to the gym so often. This is Jersey Strong now that I'm talking about, but I ended up going to Jersey Strong and working out so often that they offered me a job just based off of my personality and how well I was able to connect with the people around me. After I had been personal trainer for a couple of years, actually not even a couple of years, it was within like the first year and a half, I didn't really have a clear goal. I was getting in shape, I was losing weight, I had dropped maybe like 30 pounds, but I wasn't really tight the way that I could be. So some of my coworkers and my peers were recommending or suggesting that I try to go into this division of bodybuilding called men's physique. So I ended up competing a couple of times, and I did well enough to compete at the national level. And I remember going to these competitions as pretty much a novice, having only been training for maybe 2 years, like actually seriously, year and a half, 2 years tops. And I remember that having that goal or that challenge was something for me to pursue. It's interesting because I look back now and I realized that while I was competing, I was getting obsessed. And it's important to note that there is a balance. And you have to realize that if you become obsessed, then you probably aren't doing it for the right reason. And you're probably ending up letting other things go to the wayside. I can speak from personal experience saying that when I was competing, I became obsessive and I wasn't missing any sessions. I wasn't missing my cardio. I was making sure that I stayed on with my diet. I was bringing Tupperware to like birthday parties and like weddings and things. So that's a different level of commitment and drive. So that's why it's important for me to let people know that there's a difference between wellness and fitness. Because I was fit, but as far as wellness, I needed some growing to do. And I can say that now because I sit back and I look, but back in the day, you couldn't have told me that. So I think it's important for all of us to remember, what it is that we're trying to achieve. And then as far as like being a trainer, understanding where it is that somebody's coming from when they come to you during a session or when they come to you looking for some kind of guidance. A lot of people say that they want to look like these competitors and you want to be XYZ, but it's a hard pill to swallow when you say, okay, like based off of my age, based off of my hormone regulation, based off of my time commitment, based off of this and that, like getting to that goal might not even be achievable. So you have to come up with realistic goals and you have to stay steadfast with why it is that you're doing it. If you're going for just aesthetics, then you might not ever hit that. But if you go for, I want to be able to play with my kids, or I want to be able to go hiking in the mountains for 10 miles, and it's more about like continuing to strive for being better than you were before. It's never like, okay, I hit this accolade and I'm done. So it's about having a more fit life and about continuing to strive towards the things that you're looking for. I'm looking to influence as many people as I can to take charge of their own health and well-being, right? I believe that being more fit really is an individual journey. It's an individual process. And like I said, it's not about any one piece being for one person or any, one path. Your path might include yoga, it might include bicycling, it might include basketball, it might include, a carnivore diet. So you can't judge somebody else's path, to say that that's going to be your path or vice versa. I hope that you guys subscribe. I hope that I can continue to inspire and motivate you all to live your best life and achieve your level of being more fit.